Assalamu alaikum guys. So today she'll be making Petit, a buttery biscuit.
Start off with butter.
So you start off with butter,
room temperature,
butter, and you start whisking away. Creaming it. You start creaming the butter. So you have to keep beating it until the butter becomes double in size, nice and fluffy and creamy and airy, before you can start with the next step. And every now and then, as you're beating it, you stop and you make sure you get all the sides off to the center. So after approximately 4 to 5 minutes of beating it, the butter should look like that, almost cream consistency, nice and fluffy and pale,
like mayonnaise.
And creamy, similar to mayonnaise almost.
And then you add the sifted.
And at this point,
you add the sifted.
Flour.
Yeah, and then you have to beat it very well again, maybe 6-7 minutes.
And then you beat it again very well for another 6 to 7 minutes until it doubles in size again and fluffs up. So after 5 to 6 minutes of whisking it, you can see how it's doubled in size. It's nice and fluffy. At this point,
start adding the eggs. Here we have 2 full eggs and 2 yolks.
You start adding the eggs. You have she's adding 2 full eggs and 1 just yolk, and you add it 1 at a time.
2 yolks and 2 full eggs.
So that's 2 yolks and 2 full eggs, and one at a time you add them. When the first egg disappears in the mixture, then you drop the next one. And you repeat that process. You keep whisking. When you can't see that yellow anymore, it's incorporated in the mixture, then you drop the next one. After you've added all the egg, you add a good dollop of vanilla. And as soon as you finish the eggs and you've mixed it nice and fluffy, you add a pinch of salt. And that's pretty much the whisking done. So at this point you add the sifted flour and you start folding it in.
I have to fold it until it's all mixed together.
So you gently fold it until it's all mixed together.
Become like a dough, and that's it. You stop.
Basically you want a dough consistency after this point. When you finish folding the flour in and you get a doughy consistency, and basically you know it's a good dough when the dough does not stick on your hands. On your clean hands, obviously, yeah.
And then you leave it in the
Okay, at this stage you take half the dough, you separate it in 2 halves, and to 1 half you add cocoa powder. That's for the basically a cocoa flavored biscuits.
Cocoa one, if you find it a bit dry, you can add a little bit of butter just to smooth it out.
And if you find the cocoa portion of the dough is a little bit too dry, you can add a little bit of room temperature butter just to moisten it up a bit. Just a little bit at a time. After you're done mixing the cocoa powder in the dough, you cover it and place it in the fridge for approximately 20 minutes.
This dough has to always be cold.
And
this type of
dough has to always be cold. So make sure you place them in the fridge before you move to the next step. That's both those, the cocoa and the vanilla, the plain one. And then we'll start the next step. Once the dough has been sitting in the fridge for approximately 20 minutes, you remove it, you fill up a piping bag, and you start piping away. Alternatively, you can use a cookie tool, but she prefers to use the piping bag.
You can do any shape you want.
And you can do any shapes you like.
I'm doing here 3 shapes.
She's actually doing 3 shapes, as you can see. There's 3 different shapes. And straight into the oven on 180 degrees Celsius until golden brown. Once you bring them out of the oven, just give them time to rest and cool down. Then we can move to the topping. And this is the cocoa flavored batch. Always you place one vanilla flavored one in the center of the tray, and that basically gives an indication when it's golden brown in the oven. Otherwise you wouldn't tell when it's cooked. So always put one white one, and when it turns golden brown, you take it out of the oven. And this is the process where she adds the fillings, guys, and the flavoring. So they've been resting on the bench top just to cool down and harden up after they were baked. And the filling, I mean, you can leave it up to you guys, but traditionally jam is used, specifically apricot jam, melted chocolate, crushed pistachios, coconut, some chocolate crumbs or chocolate powder, the candy, what do they call it, the multicolored candy, yeah, those things.
Sprinkles.
The prinkles, yeah, the couple of prinkles also. Some mixed crushed nuts and pistachio paste. So basically you take one half, you fill it with jam, then you dip it in the dip of your liking. You can do chocolate, then straight into the nuts. In this case, she's gone for the coconuts. You can go straight for the pistachio paste.
You can do chocolate inside.
You can do chocolate inside as well, fill it with chocolate, and then dip pistachio, then pistachio nuts, then coconut. You know, the combination are limitless. So just get creative and do whatever you like to eat, whichever flavors. And this is basically the finished product. They look very delicious, very elegant, very beautiful, and goes amazing with a cup of tea or a cup of hot coffee. Absolutely divine.
Did we pass? Oh, yeah. Yes, we appreciate your cooperation. It's embarrassing, all this fuss. Everyone's gonna think we're crazy when those two come out of hiding wherever they are.
Do you have some reason to believe they ran away?